SJCAM C110 Plus action camera, 1080p resolution, 60 frames per second, hands-free image stabilization test. I have the camera around my neck right now, just to show you what it looks like. I'm trying to have the camera around my neck stabilized so I can record hands-free. This is a video test. This camera does not have a screen, and it has a very good battery, so maybe that's kind of the trade-off. So if you would like a camera with a screen with good stabilization, I would have to recommend, just my opinion, the SJCAM C200. But if that's irrelevant, if you don't really need a screen, this is not a bad purchase. I like the camera, but just because I usually record with a screen, it's tough for me to find a lot of use for this. But in a situation like this, hands-free recording, where the screen is not needed, then I do probably prefer this camera because it has a very strong battery. I think at one point I hadn't used the camera for about 6 months, and I turned it on, and the battery life was still great. Had a lot of battery, a lot of power. So this is a good battery, and maybe that's why this camera is quite a bit heavier than the SJCAM C200. I mean, I don't know why, but this is a kind of a hefty camera. It's not very lightweight. Not a big camera, but a lot heavier than you would expect it to be. So it's portable, but it's heavier than you might think. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Again, this is a hands-free image stabilization video test with the SJCAM C110 Plus. It's not the cheapest camera, but for stabilization, audio quality, battery life, it is up there for me with other good cheap action cameras. The only drawback being, of course, that it does not have a screen. So if that's something that's important to you, you might have to skip this one. But if you don't need a screen while you're recording, don't need to really see what you're recording while you're recording, then it's not a bad purchase. Just for me personally, my go-to camera is the SJCAM C200 because it has a screen. Similarly priced, this camera, maybe even a little bit cheaper. This camera, again, does have a good battery life and decent stabilization. So it's really the lack of a screen that prevents this from being my favorite. So just think about that when you're shopping around. Again, this is hands-free. So if the camera is shaking, it's because I'm not actually holding the